come out. That's one of those things like you tuck away in the back of your mind.
It's funny, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know she was Gary Sharon's nutritionist. Yeah. That's one of those small world things. Yeah. Very interesting. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all that there's no Sammy Hagar on there, is because, Lisa's not dumb.
Yeah,
so,
that's right. That's right. Don't forget, Dave knows Gary Sharon because they toured together when Extreme opened up for Dave on the 1991 The Little Ain't Enough tour. So let's keep that in mind. Letter number 6 comes from Paul Davis, which is Kevin's friend. He says, I absolutely love the Crazy from the Heat EP. It would be great if you guys could interview someone involved with producing and recording it and do a segment on it. So much to talk about. Easy Street, then it's an incredible cover of Gigolo, and then Carl Wilson backing up on California Girls in Brian Wilson's bio. He even said he loves the version. Who picked the songs with Dave? Where was it recorded? Jane Leaves of TV's Frasier was in the video. I'm sure there are lots of good stories to talk about. Rock on, Paul Davis. Well, Paul, that's interesting that you mentioned that because next year marks the 35th anniversary of that EP. We will definitely be talking about that EP next year. I'm working on it, getting a guest. I almost had one, and he's like being a little shy about coming on. So I'm going to try to get him on. If that doesn't work out, I'll try somebody else, but we will definitely be focusing on that. No worries, that will be coming up. Dave, what's your thoughts on that EP?
It's a great little EP. It's supposed to be Dave's stopgap between Van Halen albums.
Yeah.
Didn't turn out that way.
Yeah.
He found his voice. He found his non-Van Halen voice.
Right.
It wasn't, hard rock, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't that at all. It was just a nice little covers EP, which sold gangbusters.
Right.
Went straight to his head, unfortunately.
Right,
and then broke up.
I know.
And then broke up the band. But that's just, 4 songs, just 4 really good songs, to listen to. And he did a really nice job with that.
That's true. Letter number 7 comes from Shannon the Dude. He says, hey, check this out. And he sent us a link to a photo of a Van Halen t-shirt worn by an actor in the show The Boys. And he has this Van Halen shirt. It's one of the newer versions. He said, I'm assuming they just made this up for legal reasons. After all, the Van Halen is just a name. But check it out and look at the take on the VH logo. I actually seem to like this tee a lot. Is it made up, or are you going to tell me I'm undereducated about tees? It has 2015 dates on the back. Is it real? Is it made up? Shannon the Dude. Well, Shannon, here's the thing with this shirt that you sent me. I have to be honest with you. I think I've seen this before, and let me tell you why. And I've been meaning to bring this up on the podcast. So I do believe it's real. I have to do a little more research into it to confirm that. But here's the thing. There's a bunch of Van Halen t-shirts out there that it's kind of strange to explain. There's a company that Van Halen hired to do their shirts. Now, what happened is, and Dave, see if you remember this, they kind of designing Van Halen shirts that have nothing to do with Van Halen. They say Van Halen on them, but it's like they use the Van Halen name and they embed it into like a biker theme or this and that. They had one shirt, I remember on the last tour, one of the last tours, it looked like a shirt that you'd see in a Miami airport, and then it just said Van Halen on it. And I was like, it was literally right at the merch stand at a Van Halen show. And this is what happens when bands don't actively get involved in making their own shirts. Like the Stones, even Mick Jagger approves like every t-shirt design. But this was obvious that this company, I've seen this with other bands, they make like a stylized shirt that kind of goes with the motif that's popular these days. It's sort of like a little faded. It's got like an old sort of logo. It's got kind of like biker kind of like stylings on it and stuff like that. And it just has Van Halen like since 1972 and like all kinds of stuff like that. It makes it kind of for funny, strange tour shirts. And there was a bunch of that going on the last tour and part of the 2012 tour, the Different Kind of Truth. They had the Different Kind of Truth shirts, but then they had some other different styles. But especially on the last tour, they had like, just like these ladies on motorbikes. It's like, what does this have to do with Van Halen? So have you noticed what I'm talking about, Dave?
I have, but I could have sworn that Dave was involved with the design of the T-shirts.
Was he?
I thought so. In fact, I thought he certainly was involved on the last tour they did, the 2015 tour.
Yeah.
I thought that was him approving them all. Because I remember thinking, Oh man, he is gonna get artsy fartsy on these things and go off into Dave world on these tangents.
Yeah.
And sure enough,
yeah,
it's just like you described. Like you look at this shirt and you're like, what does this have to do with the band?
And you look at it, you're like, there's not one shirt here I would buy.
And you're like, where's the logo?
Right. I know.
Like, where's the logo? Like, visually they're okay.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not what you would expect for a rock touring band.
It doesn't have Van Halen.
I think Dave had more of a hand in there than you think he did.
Well, let me tell you, it doesn't have that Van Halen flavor for sure. You know what I mean? Like it does, like in terms of their past tour stuff. So that's for sure. On to letter number 8, and this comes from. Oh God, here we go. Oh God, I walked right into this. Oh, I forgot I put this at lethal number 8, Dave.
Keep reading.
Oh, God, I don't want to do it. All right, here we go.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's
Midwest fucking Ron. Letter number 8, Midwest Ron. You know him, you love him. Here we go. I'm here to bust your balls yet again. And this has got to be Dave's favorite opening line to any letter ever written. This is exactly what he says. I'm here to bust your ball. He puts that in caps, by the way. Yet again, I listened to the letter you read from Matt taking me to task for calling 316-316, and I've never done that. In a somewhat recent episode, you incorrectly attributed saying 316 to me. And I let it slide without comment, but never again. Attached, you'll find a copy of the note I filed, you fine folks, in February of last year, pointing out the incorrect name. Sorry, Matt. It's not Midwest Ron's problem. It's Dave's. Midwest Ron. And then he puts P.S. Nice song. Oh, Dave, he bit me in the ass hard. Oh.
He got you good?
You know what this was like? This was like sitting at a red light on a summer day. You move down the window, you feel that breeze, you put the radio on, then all of a sudden a fucking bee lands on your arm and stings you like a motherfucker and runs away. That's Midwest Ron right there. Look, 316-316, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't even care. You got it, Ron. 316, that's you. Maybe I said 317. I can't even remember.
317? Now you're just making up.
No, did I say 317? No, 316. No, I'm calling it 317 from now on. It's St. Patrick's Day. Perhaps I'm wrong, and this is a wicked merry-go-round that I'm caught on, and I need to get off because I'm getting dizzy. But perhaps he's right. Maybe I did. I'm the one who said 316. Is that what the problem? And he keep correcting me or whatever. Maybe I got so excited that the last letter was in support of me in my argument for the Midwest Run that I didn't even realize that I was saying the opposite things. Can you believe this?
All right. Well, you know what? When we go out to Vegas, we'll buy him a drink.
Oh, I got to buy him a drink?
All right, fine. You know what? I'll buy him the drink. Because he proved you wrong.
Okay,
so that,
good. Yeah, exactly. I think you are Midwest Ron, and you're just writing these letters in. That's what it is.
No, I wouldn't say that, except you have seen the both of us together in the same room.
Yeah, but you could have paid somebody off to play Midwest Ron.
That's right. I called up Ron Pio, and I said, get somebody else, and we'll call him Midwest Ron.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for 3 years straight.
Exactly. And it's the same guy, and he's always available.
Right, yeah. That's a pretty all-encompassing endeavor to do that.
I have to give Midwest Ron some credit, though. Best opening line to a letter. I'm here to bust your balls yet again.
All right. Letter intro of year right there.
All right. You got it, Ron. I'm smarting right here, so I hope you're enjoying it. It's the last time I'm going to let this happen. All right, so letter number 9. Okay, oh my God, this guy wrote forever. I had to really cut this down. Curtis Lancios. Oh, Curtis, I love you, but holy shit. So, cutting it down, he went to the 3rd installment of 80s in the Sand last week, and it was from November 2nd to the 9th at the Breathless Resort in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And he saw Sammy in the Circle, and he said it was an amazing concert. And he said Sammy was doing meet and greets before the show, but he was disappointed because he didn't make the cut. However, he had a blue tumbler with him with a sticker affixed to it from Redbubble that it was spoofing Hagar the Horrible comic strip with a cartoon version of Sammy, and he signed it with a gray Sharpie for him while he was in the front row there, and then he took it and he brought it back and filled it with ice, Sammy's Beach Bar rum, and Coca-Cola into his tumbler, and he walked it back and he gave it to him and blew him a kiss. And he said he laughed his head off. He couldn't believe it. It was the best experience he's ever had, better than a meet and greet, and he really enjoyed that. He also even got to meet Diane Franklin and Amanda Weiss, who starred in the movie Better Off Dead as Monique and Beth, respectively. He gave them a can of Better Off Dead-inspired IPA, which was by the Hoof-Hearted Brewing Company, named called Everybody Wants Some, and the image of the can included the Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrat wearing a Pig Burger claymation character, and then he even had an extra can, and they signed it for him, and he told us all about that adventure, Curtis Lancios. So I'm glad you had a great time. It sounded like that 80s in the Sand thing is getting bigger and bigger every year. And I'm not surprised Sammy mixed you a drink. I have seen this. He's done it to me. He mixes drinks and hands them out to the people in the front row. It's incredible. I've seen him hand out bottles of Corona, all kinds of stuff. So what do you make of that letter, Dave?
That's pretty cool. Sammy is definitely all in when he's doing a show. Definitely into audience participation and all that good stuff. So very few people doing it as good as Sam, I must say. He loves his fans, and it shows. He's serving them drinks, for crying out loud.
Oh, my God. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. So I'm glad you had a blast. On to letter number 10. And the letter comes from Dave Moses, though calls himself the fourth Dave. And he says, why the fuck didn't David Lee Roth just put together Eat 'em and Smile crew since Van Halen went south? He doesn't understand. That would have sold tickets. And the Vegas thing is ridiculous. Get ready to add that to the Dark Days of David Lee Roth Part 2. He also says that David Lee Roth needs to marry Debbie Millman from the Design Matters podcast and or do every future interview with her. She also could teach a masterclass on how to interview David Lee. P.S. Thanks for the heads up on the interview. Debbie could be Dave's Janie, and maybe they could start a family and have a couple of diamond chips running around the DLR mansion called Big Bad Bill Roth and Sweet William Roth. You guys are great. Thanks, Dave Moses, the fourth Dave. So, well, I tell you, Dave might be a little old to be having kids. I mean, Dave's 65 years old.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
That ship has sailed, my friend. As far as Debbie Millman, my suggestion is maybe they shouldn't get married, because I don't think you're ever going to get Dave to get married, but she should co-host his podcast. How about that? Maybe she could be his Robin Quivers, like reining him in when he goes too wild. But
that's a great idea.
Wouldn't that be a great idea? So now, here's the other thing. The reason why he didn't do the Eat 'em and Smile band is very simple. He did not want to pay those guys. Now, the guys he's paying versus what he would have to pay Billy Sheehan, Greg Bissonette, and Steve Vai is totally different levels there, let's be honest. And number one, Dave also gets the main spotlight on himself. The Eat 'em and Smile band, it wouldn't be all on Dave, so it would just be the whole David Lee Roth band. So what do you make of that, Dave?
No, I agree. It's about the money. But that's a shame, because I'd love to see that back together. I mean, that's, but we've been saying that since they almost got together at that one-off. God, that was like 3 years ago or something like that now. Something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, you're right. It's all about money and ego.
Yep. And letter number 11 comes from Dave Roberts, who is a voice actor. And he says here, is it 316 or 316? Well, Midwest Ron may be onto something, because the area code in Wichita is 316. Just saying. I'm going to get that number tattooed on my ass, Dave. What do you think? I'll never forget it. 316. 316. You hear me, Midwest Ron? 316.
I think instead of the numbers tattooed on your butt, you should get the words tattooed on your butt.
You're right. Spell it out.
So we can tell you that it was wrong, and you have to get the tattoo done all over again.
That's right. And Midwest Ron can video it and put it up on his blog. So put it on VH Boots.
There you go.
Me bent over with the 316 tattooed on my ass. So, okay.
That's
quite a sight.
I was going to sleep tonight, but now no more.
That's right, no more. The next letter, number 12, comes from Brian Grella. Guys, it's really not hard to believe that Eddie taught Mike bass parts, or that David Lee Roth sang a melody or two to Eddie Van Halen for ideas for guitar leads. Didn't you read Monk's book? It says Ed was laughing the side of the stage with Neil Schon during a bass solo saying he taught him the whole thing.